I'll let you know price.
Liam, you're the goat, bro.
You know when to start.
And nature, and is highly recognizable across the world. If you are lucky, you might just see Daniel Ricciardo dancing to some of the ranchero in the paddock.
And hello all and welcome to Mexico for SRC2, where the first Grand Prix was held in 1963 here, and we have a couple of people serving quali bands tonight. Oliver Beckett, as you've seen, retiring, being one of them. The 17 corners of the Mexico City circuit here, the drivers will have to navigate them to stick it on pole and get to the finish line first. And no one deciding to jump the gun and go for it yet, as our championship leader has a qualifying ban coming into this round, so that could be a very good opportunity for Lucas and Carey to sneak some more points on it and get further ahead in this championship, as they're both starting to close in on Ethan Watson. And if I was him, I'd be starting to get pretty worried as they're closing in pretty. Right then, here's on track. The Red Bull of Lewis Satchwell is the first man on track. Satchwell led a few laps in Vegas, but it came to a very short end when he crashed into the wall at the end of the Singapore sling. Not the Singapore sling, the Vegas strip, sorry. As he's got a Aaron Walling behind him, looking to put a shift in for Ferrari with his teammate, as you can see on the screen here, just coming out onto the track as Satchwell and Walling come through the S's here at Mexico. Satchwell looking to get a bit of form on, get some points on the board towards the back end of this season here in Tier 2. And as he comes around the stadium section now, Satchwell is about to start his lap. Here we go. Satchwell just making his way through there. It'll be very loud in real life. I'm sure they'll be cheering the driver on that wins this Grand Prix. It would be very competitive. But here we go then. Lewis Satchwell starts his lap here in Mexico as he flies down the main straight here. A very big long back straight. And you can really get over 200 miles an hour here if you have the right setup on the knee. Hard braking's over turn 1, slings it into turn 1 and 2 and 3. A very tricky section to get right. You just need to tap them inside curves just to get a bit more traction. And normally he's going to get the DRS open. And to the end of the first sector, it's a 28.8 in the first part of the racetrack. Aaron Walling behind a 29.0, so 2 tenths down on Satchwell's time. So Satchwell's had a decent first sector, but a bit of a slide coming out of that right-hander, and he now comes into the S's. He's got a McLaren off. Daniel Vargas in front of him, so he will have to move. As if you have a quali ban, you should have retired by now, really. So you go to the back of the grid, just in case anyone else crashes. As now into sector 3, Satchwell goes and into the stadium section. This has looked like a half-decent lap from Satchwell, and he's about to stick it on pole, of course, because he's the only one man to set a lap time and yellow flag in the second part of the racetrack. That might have been a mistake from William, it was. But Satchwell's going to set the benchmark time of a 1:20.3. Not the fastest that we've seen here, as Ethan Watson, championship leader, does retire. But Harry Bradley, a 17.7, about 3 seconds clear of him. Aaron Walling is going to start his lap again. There must have been a mistake there, as the Alpine driver goes to P2, just 2 tenths behind Bradley. He's going to be hoping to gain some more points, and then Lewis Pearson is coming on to start his lap here at Mexico. 4 drivers have put their lap times on the board, and it's currently Bradley ahead of Lucas on that front row. It looks like Jack Middleton has been validated, so he will have to charge up and go again, as there's a lot of traffic in the little S section now, like 3 cars. Altogether, a Singh goes very wide, but he doesn't invalidate. Very lucky there from Singh. He's going to come, big slide. And he realises that he's made a big mistake, and he's going to try and go again. And then we have this little trio here of Daniel Vargas. Red Bull trying to overtake. Is that a satchel? Oh, yeah, it is. He just completely ruined his lap. And then that is completely no. Neo Godsell is invalid, so he's going to come to pits. Daniel Vargas' lap got ruined there a bit. Not actually looked into it. But here we go then. Aaron Walling, he's up on his lap time. He's about to put a representative time on the board. He goes to the front row and he knocks Lucas off the front row. Interesting. A purple last sector. Very good last sector. But Lewis Pearson is going to be on the lap. He's invalidated. So let's look to his teammate behind. He is on a lap. He's trying to. Another one that's trying to chase Ethan Watson down and get that Tier 2 championship and have a chance in Tier 1, which of course he did in Vegas, and he did very, very well. Button up to the line here for Kerry. He goes P4, right off the pace, about a second off the pace, as the Haas car of Jack Middleton goes on to provisional pole here in Mexico. Where has that come from? Dylan Tutton is going to place his Red Bull in front of his teammate. It's a Red Bull 6-7 here in Mexico, and it's Singh coming around the final corner now, and he's going to put his Ferrari in 6th place on the 3rd row. And the next man across the line is Satchwell. Well, it would be Satchwell, but he is 6 steps down and then validated. So, that is it for the first couple of runs, and Daniel Vargas coming back out onto the track to go for it again. A bit blocked really, but Lewis Pearson is navigating the S section here. He's coming to the end of the second sector, but it looks like he's backed off a bit. He must have made a mistake somewhere. Yeah, the rear end of that Williams is flashing, so he's charging up the battery. He's going again, yeah, you can see his battery out halfway around, so he's going to find out what he's down in the box. So his teammate behind, I presume, is going to box as well. As Dylan Tutton, he isn't on a lap, he's on an in-lap. In fact, a lot of people on in-laps. Daniel Vargas is the only one that is going to be coming onto a lap soon enough to see where he can go on timing boards. As we have Oliver Beckett and Ethan Watson, P14 and 15 here in Mexico from their qualifying bans, so they're going to have to navigate their way up the field if they want to salvage something out of this Mexico GP. Here we go, Daniel Vargas there. Not getting the best run out the corner, but he's going to go for a lap now. Daniel Vargas glides down the main straight. The home man, it's his home race here. A Mexican-American is flying down to turn 1. He's going to hope for a good result here at his home GP. He turns in a bit late, he goes a bit deep. That's going to compromise this whole next section now. As he rides out on the curve. No, not as I thought. He's going to get the exit rather late. He didn't enable that for quite a while. But it's a 29.2 in the first part of the racetrack. So that sounds right first sector. We saw 28 from Lewis Satchwell, and that's only got him P8. So I can't imagine where this is going to put Daniel Vargas. And so he's coming up to the S section now, a tricky section. And if you've got the right test setup, it can be done flat. But it's all about driver confidence through this middle part of the racetrack. You've got to commit to the whole S section if you want to gain all the time in the middle part of the racetrack. And he's going to put 4 in the second part of the racetrack, as now into the stadium section he comes. Just navigating all these corners, and now into the final corner on the racetrack he comes. Where is this time going to put Vargas? Vargas is up to the line, and he's only P9, so only bottom of the guys that have set laps as an Aston Martin of Harry Bradley puts his Aston Martin back onto pole position, dethroning the Haas driver from pole. Well, I think a man that could steal it from both of them is this man right here. Neo Godsell is starting his lap now. We've seen his qualifying. We know how good he is in qualifying, but he struggled to get that out of himself in the race. Can he possibly maybe do it today? We'll have to wait and see. As he comes now into the first corner. Lovely apex there. Using all the curve, as I said, and running out wide onto this curve. Using all the racetrack. And again, not enabling the DRS as soon as you can. I think people really realise, but here we go. A 28.8 matching Lewis Satchwell in the first part of the racetrack. So Lewis Satchwell must have gone for a bit of rubber downforce to get the speed on the straights, but he's just losing it all in the first part as George Smith retires from the session. I believe he is another one that had a qualifying ban. So both Mercs will be starting from back of the grid here in Mexico. So already on the back foot, say he is as they lead the Tier 1 constructor. They're trying to get it overall done with, but Neo Godsell is lighting the timing sheets up now. He goes a bit wide, nearly invalidating and into the stadium section. Can he dethrone Bradley and Middleton? They've done pretty decent laps, but here we go. We're about to see Godsell is up to the line, and at P3 he can't beat the top two. The top two look stern at the top of the timing sheets. The Aston Martin and the Haas on the front row as they're going to be coming out for their final laps as soon as we hit the 7-minute mark. And Aaron Walling, I believe, is on a lap. Yes, he is, and he has done a 28.7 in the first part of the racetrack as Pearson goes P11. Not a good lap from him. He'll have to go again. Walling has done a 28.7 in the first part of the racetrack, faster than Godsell. So maybe trying to get himself onto the front row of this Grand Prix as Malice Lucas goes on to pole position by half a second and absolutely destroys the opposition in the Alpine. And Watson isn't going to look like the start. So that as Lewis Satchwell has crashed in the second sector, at the start of the second sector. Interesting, as Lewis Pearson is going quicker now. Lewis Pearson half a second up on his previous time as a Ferrari comes around the final corner. Walling, can he improve? Yes, he puts himself ahead of Godsell in the Ferrari. So that's a good lap from that. Oh, as Lewis Pearson gets all out of shape in the S section and invalidates his lap. He's going to want to come in and go again as he's got a Ferrari of Joseph Singh behind. Joseph Singh has been on fire recently in qualifying and then got the podium, of course, in Vegas, then taken off him with a lot of controversy. Is that an Alpine driver? The pole position man is off, I think. Yes, it is. Pole position man has gone off. He's done a mistake somewhere. Carl Wheatley goes through into the stadium section. He's on a lap. So let's look towards him then. Into the stadium section he goes. That lovely neon helmet. Basic one in the F123 game. Round the final corner we come. And Carl Wheatley. Where can he put that Alfa Romeo? He's going to put it P6 just behind his teammate. It's good effort and an all Alfa Romeo third row. As, anyone else on that? Joseph Singh is on a lap. He's trying to improve and get a better position than he is now, which is P8. What can he do in the first part of this track? It's a 28.6, the fastest first sector I have seen this whole session, and it is purple. The game isn't lying to us there. Joseph Singh, fastest in the first sector. He was really good in qualifying in Singapore. He was really good in qualifying at Vegas. He's had a couple of P2s and P3s in quali. He has been absolutely brilliant. The number 30 on the side of the Ferrari, the lovely Ferrari livery. As Joseph Singh, a 58.1, a lovely middle sector. He's going very fast. It's not the fastest we've seen. He's definitely improving. This might put him at about P6, but it's all about how much he can gain in the last part of this racetrack. Singh up to the line here in Mexico. Where can he put his Ferrari? Only P7. He had a bad last sector. He had a really good first one, which implies he might be running a bit less wind to gain time on the straights. And is anyone else on laps? You know, Carl Wheatley is just coming into the pits. Harry Bradley is coming out for his last attempt. Oh, sorry, he was on an attempt, but he's invalidated. So that's not going to be a good confidence boost for Bradley as he's trying to take pole position here in Mexico City. But Dylan Tutton, I don't think he's going to be taking pole in Mexico City. He's done a 29.1 in the first part of the racetrack. 3.5 attempts up on his personal best. There's a bit of a kerfuffle going on behind the Haas and Williams, I believe, as everyone comes out and outlaps. But some people are on fast laps, so they're going to have to get out of the way so they don't get done for impeding here. A bit of a mistake on the way in to the second part of the S's here. You just don't want to invalidate. All these drivers just want to commit to all these corners as the McLaren in front. I don't know whether he's on a lap. He is on a lap, actually. So Vargas and Tutton sitting at 9 and 11. Both on laps, trying to get themselves up in the positions. Here we go then. Vargas is going to be the one to cross the line before Tutton. Vargas is going to put his McLaren in P11. He stays P11 as Tutton stays P9 as well and doesn't improve. As this is the final attempt for Jack Middleton. So Jack Middleton on his return to SRC, left for a bit, but he's returned. Can he do what Brooks did yesterday in the race? Maybe get a back-to-back with the Haas cars. We'll have to wait and see on that one, but he's trying to steal pole position. His first pole position in his SRC career. And in the first sector, it's looking okay. At 28.6, he's just on par with Joseph Singh in that first part of the racetrack, but Tutton is looking like he might get in the way here. So he's going to have to get out of the way as soon as he can. And this is not going to be good for Middleton. He's going to be getting all the dirty air in the middle part through these S sections. This is not going to be nice to drive this at. He's really going to be in that dirty air. As Harry Bradley has decided to pit, so that is probably his session over unless he gets out now. But Middleton has invalidated and he's 3 tenths up. But even though he's 3 tenths up, that wouldn't have been enough because Lucas is into the 16s and he's set a lovely lap there. Lucas is absolutely flying, so has he saved up enough battery and fuel to go for another one? And speaking of Lucas, he's now out on the track. Can he do the inevitable and improve on his lap even further? That'd be a brilliant effort, but down into turn 1, coming from Middleton. He's had a decent qualifying session, currently on the second row of the grid. He's looking to improve that though. Middleton is coming to the end of the first sector, but he's flashing. He's used all his ERS on the opening lap, but he's still up in the first part of the racetrack. But 1200 just isn't enough. He's going to need an improvement of about 7 tenths. 7 tenths is not easy to ask for, and that is it for Jack Middleton. He's invalidated there, and he's not probably going to get another run. Dylan Tutton has realised his session is over. It's P9 and 10 for the Red Bulls, unless Lewis Pearson can dethrone them. But Neo Godsell, we know he's worked his magic in previous occasions. Can he work his magic now and get another pole position in the first sector? He's a 10th up, so it's looking okay. But Lewis Pearson has had a bit of a shocker in qualifying. Another person that is not having a great qualifying is Connor Carey down in P8. He's trying to get that Tier 2 championship, but he's not going to do it from P8. But his teammate, on the other hand, is trying to improve as Harry Bradley, Joseph Singh and Daniel Vargas' session is done. And so is this man's Lewis Pearson. So we're going to look to Aaron Walling on his final attempt, but it looks like he's down coming into the stadium section, into the final corner now. Can he find anything special in the last part of the racetrack to maybe sneak ahead of his Haas driver? Yes, he can. He sticks himself into the top 3, but Neo Godsell, can he work his magic? Yes, he can! He can! Neo Godsell takes pole position and Lucas has invalidated. Neo Godsell has done it again. He's worked his magic, but Connor Carey, he's trying to take it away from him, but he's just not improving enough. He's only a 10th up. Connor Carey comes to the line. He stays P8. Not good for him. Carl Wheatley is 16 seconds down, and Jack Middleton is invalidated. Neo Godsell takes another pole position just at the end of the session. Just robs it away from Michalis Lucas. Absolutely wonderful from Neo Godsell. Absolutely beautiful lap to steal it by about 700 from the Alpine driver, and then to line up on the front row in Mexico. Absolutely lovely lap there from Godsell. Beautiful stuff. Another pole position. I don't know what number it is at this point. but he has got a few, but he just needs to try and convert it in the race. He's really struggled to do so. Maybe he can in Mexico though. There's Lucas. Good start to this Mexico weekend. But it is Neil Godsoe who's taken the pole position here in Mexico City by 7 thousandths. A lovely lap there from him in the end. And then it's Lucas, Bradley, Woolley, Middleton, Singh, another good qualifying from him, Wheatley, Carey, Sutton, Satchwell, and then the home man, P11. It's fine quality there then. And then Pearson lines up P12, George Smith, Oliver Beckett, and Ethan Watson, all taking the quali bands. And we will see you for the race. Good night.